Yes, all right. Once again, you all are very welcome to last session this evening. And yes, like I said, the week has been very good and very wonderful, in fact. So I think we'll break down these things on the chat after which we'll yeah, let's see how we take it from there. So first off, I'd like to just share my screen, see what we have on the chat. Just to give an update on how my portfolio is looking. So looking really good. In fact, as we speak, today we reached like a high of almost 14%. So pretty impressive, I'd say. Pretty impressive. And yeah, so let me share my screen now and see how far we're doing. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, sweet. Just making sure. Okay, so yeah, let's look at the chart. And I think we'll start from the JPY, of course. Now, they are pulling back, which is very normal. Of course, when we see a push, we of course expect to see a pullback. Now, this is what I always said about using levels and why I always prefer to use like extreme key levels. If you draw this guy up here, it is still to an extent a resistance level. So we can decide to do this and call this a resistance level. So it is not a surprise to see that prices reacting from this point. But then it becomes a problem when you're trying to take trades because you begin to wonder, do I buy this as a break and retest, or is this going to be a resistance? All of these problems or issues are no longer affecting me because of how I now approach the market. But yes, AJ is like this way so far. I still expect bullish continuation for long term. Just a matter of if price will respect this guy's support and then continue to the upside. So we'll find out. Cat GPY as well. Tried breaking out but failed. So far we're rejecting, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, please. Can you go back to AJ, AUDJPY?
AUDJPY, here we are.
Yeah, okay. You said something now. You said that drawing key levels is no longer affecting you or something. Actually, me, I'm having on AUDJPY, I'm having this level as my own support level or something. So, like, like, can you just maybe briefly or something tell us, like, how is it that drawing key level now doesn't affect you or something? Because I know if I'm actually on another trade, I might probably take this level as a resistance level, or like how is it not affecting you anymore or something, like if you can just briefly explain to us or something. So that's just how to draw key levels.
Okay, to explain my point, like I said before, if we are trying to look at these two levels, they are both valid, okay, because you can clearly see that price is reacting to these two levels. But then why it's a problem to some persons is that it begins to affect you in the way you want to take your trades. So, for example, if you're looking to buy from this level of support as a break and retest, and that's fine, that's okay. But then you have this level to worry about. You might begin to think that because price rejected this level, then this break and retest may not work because of this level. Also, even if it bounces here, price can get here, reject, and then still drop. These are the questions that will come to your mind because of too many levels on your chart. So what I mean by it's no longer a problem for me is that because I don't engage with these levels, I don't have to worry about what price to do around them to get. So as long as you're trading within these levels, of course, this will be like problems, if that makes sense. But I'm just explaining why it's not a problem for me because I don't engage with any of these levels. I would only engage with the key levels. And as long as price is at the key level, I don't have any worries as to what I decide to do about the trade ideas. So that's just like the point.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello, Tracy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Carlos. Go ahead.
Bro, I would actually want to know, from your own perspective, what would you say that is the long-term move or trend of AG at the moment? Like me looking at it, what can you point out as a trend? Is it an uptrend or a downtrend?
The long-term trend, in my very opinion, and from what we can see on the chart, is an uptrend. The long-term trend. But then we cannot deny the fact that in recent times the market has pulled back very massively. So what the daily time frame is trying to do, what I think that the daily time frame is trying to do, is switch back into the uptrend. You get so, but then the long term trend is still very much to the upside. So if the market had broken 89, which is this key level here, if the market had broken 89, then that would have been like a change in trend. The change in the long term trend. But the market respected 89 very well. And we're just waiting to see how the daily time frame can switch back into the original uptrend. So daily time frame at the moment, we might say it's a downtrend, but the long term trend is very much the upside. So in no time, as long as the fundamentals come back into play as they are right now, it would not be surprising to see. It would not be a surprise to see this guy switch back into an uptrend.
Because the reason why I'm asking is I think that dump is actually from somewhere around June, July of 2024. And that from that moment, like from that point, I started seeing like all the JPYs as a short trend. I don't know if you get my point. So I'm actually considering the J's on a short or on a downtrend movement cause of what happened around June, July last year. You understand? Because currently I'm holding a short position from the resistance level above that you're seeing there. I'm actually holding a short position from that level. Though I'm not considering that which you're pointing out as support. I'm not really seeing energy or on that level like trying to bounce off the price, but I'm just looking. That's it. Taking from July last year, that was when personally I was considering the J's on the downward movement. Though I knew that it was because of the interest rate hike, or I'm just watching though. So currently I'm short, or like I think like three Gs or maybe four thereabout. I'm holding short position, so I'm just watching because I'm hoping that the JPYs maintain its own strength or even strengthen them more against this or other pairs. So and so far so good. They're all going well. So that's it.
All right. Now, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but then, like I've said before, we have to put the longer time frame trend into perspective. Now, this is not to say that we cannot see price come back and test the key level. Of course, we can, right? Remember, the key level is like the last point that we're looking at to decipher if the long term trend is changing. If you're looking at an opportunity to go short from here to here, that can very well happen. Okay, we can't deny that. We can. But it doesn't change that the overall trend is still to the upside, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, it does make sense. Though it's even that key level that I'm aiming at. It does actually where I'm aiming at. Is it in the market?
Okay. Sorry. So my point here is we have to be careful. Okay, so this is not to say that we can have this drop to the downside. Price can come down here, give us a break and retest, form a double bottom. In other cases, we can. So remember, for me personally, I'm not engaging until price meets my requirements, my rules. So if you're expecting more downsides, of course that can happen. We can't deny that. But I still think that the overall trend will still most likely point to the upside. If that makes sense. So let's see how your trades play out, and yeah, let's see how things go. Now, something else to also understand is trends are subjective or relative to the time frames that you're using. So, is a trend to the upside or to the downside? It very well depends on the time frame you're trading. For example, if you scale down to the 5 minute time frame, this will be an uptrend. But on the daily, it's a downtrend. On the 4 hour time frame, it's a downtrend. So the question is, what time frames do you trade, and how do you interpret trends? These are like the key things. Personally, I'm a longer term trader, so I always remember to interpret or to use the higher time frame trends into my analysis, and that's why I still look at AJ to the upside long term. Of course, until things change, until at least break this key level here, I still think that we could very well point to the upside. But yeah, in recent times, we've seen this downward trend because, first of all, this dump as a result of the hike rates from Bank of Japan last year, and also the Bank of Japan also hiked rates in January here, which also caused strength for the Japanese yen. The reason is that the Bank of Japan has not done that in so many years, and that's what gave recent strength to the Japanese yen. Also, we also saw what happened in recent times with the trade wars, which is what also caused this move to the downside. So we can pretty much say we, to an extent, know the reason why we're having this downtrend. But once again, in terms of the economy's fundamentals, Japan is still not in a good place, still not in the best place. So if things kick back, if things worsen, then of course we could still see this pullback to the upside. So yeah, we'll see. Now, personally, I don't see the Bank of Japan hiking rates anytime soon. There's no really a good reason to hike rates. I don't see that happening. So either ways, we'll see what happens. Okay, only time can answer most of these questions. So if the shorts play out, that'll be fine. But just make sure to watch your risk. If that's what you decided to do. Okay.
Yeah, of course. It's just a 1% risk, and I love the point you made, talking about the time frame you trade actually does matters. Looking at the time frame you pick your trades from, it's something that one should consider. As someone that picks my trade from the daily time frame, because that's where I do decide my move, like the trend, and from the look of things, I can just decide that it's like a downtrend. You understand? So that's why I'm considering the short, and I got involved there.
All right. That's okay. That's fine. Thank you. Okay, so I think I was speaking of Cat J. First of all, Yusuf, welcome. I have a question for you, so please don't leave. Um,
Oh yeah,
Cat J. Yeah, Yusuf, good evening. How are you?
yeah. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, I kind of had a question, but I was thinking of finishing up with the
Yeah, no
analysis first
problem.
before I.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Sweet. So that's for Cat J. Now we have CHFJPY. We're still struggling to break above this resistance level. We got there on Monday, on Tuesday. We rejected yesterday, and so far we're still here. But yeah, let's see. I'm still watching. We'll see what happens in the later weeks for CJ. Euro JPY had a breakout, but looks like we're failing to close above the level. So I'm still interested, but I want to see how the monthly candle will close on EJ. So let's just see. The Japanese yen has gained strength momentarily, but we'll see how long it can stay. Now for EJ, of course, I'm not going to get in until we confirm the break on the monthly. So I'm still on the sidelines. GJ also pulled back momentarily. So it might be a break and retest here. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not surprised that these pairs are pulling back. Of course, they're supposed to pull back. NZGPY, I think it's like the same thing with AJ. Pretty much the same scenario. Yes, same scenario with AJ. So we're kind of testing these highs as resistance right now, and it's very possible very likely that we could see this dump to the downside. So not surprising. But also, I would not engage until at least we break and retest some key levels. So we'll see how that plays out as well. USDJPY, yeah, too many levels to work with sometimes. That's the thing. I think there's some sort of, yeah. So this might also be like a break and retest. It just depends. It just depends on how you're looking at this. But there's a very reason why I don't like to engage too much in between key levels, because there's just so much to look at. Price will always reject or bounce somewhere. So I'm always careful as to what I'm using when I analyze the market. So I'll take this out. But yeah, overall, longer term buys on usually that's what I still expect. As long as we're above the key level here, I still expect that we'll continue to the upside. So I think where we have our eyes on this guy, because if we remember, some of us tried buying this break and retest, which kind of failed. So our eyes is here. We're keeping our eyes here just in case we break above for the second retest to the upside. So yeah, still patient and watching how things play out. AD card. Let's see. So we broke above this level, but it looks like we're breaking back below it. So you see how that plays out. I'm still expecting more downsides. Of course, that's the idea. Overall downsides on most of the card pairs. So we'll see how that plays out. Eurocard. So I went long. Yeah, interesting. I went long on Eurocard. I think I've added 2 positions this week. I think so. I think I'm correct. I bought copper, and I also bought a Eurocard. So this is Eurocard, and very interestingly, I explained, or we have talked about this position for quite some time. We remember way back when price was struggling to break and close above the level. We waited patiently and allowed price to break above, which we saw here. Waited for the retest, which we've seen, and now for price to find support at the level which price is currently doing. So I've taken longs, and of course, this is not a guarantee that this trade will play out, but yes, it is well in line with the plan. And you see that my plans are like step by step. It's more like a step by step process to the trades I take, and this trade very well fills in. So I'm not going to be surprised if this stops out, but I think even if it does stop out, we might have another play like this, just like pound card. I have like this deja vu feeling of Euro card. Even if it does stop out, we might have something like this play out in the coming weeks and months. So yeah, either ways, I've taken a long position. Now to add this, I think with copper, the reward extended, overall reward on the trades extended. I think now I have about 12 open trades. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 12 open trades in my portfolio running right now, and just almost 14% in profit. So with copper, I think the overall returns were stretching towards 50%. But now with Eurocard, we're looking at somewhere around 53, 54% overall. What it means is, if all of these trades play out, I am looking to make around 50 to 54% on all the ideas. Will they all play out? I don't know. Hopefully they do. But even if they don't, it just shows that we have some huge potential in the trades. And right now, all of these trades are in profit. I think it's just copper that lags behind slightly. I think we'll come back to this guy. Yeah. So copper just slightly, and then I think Eurocard. Let me see copper for a bit. Yeah, break even. Okay, sweet. So all of these trades are well in profit. Copper is just lagging behind, or I would say small profit. Eurocard is also pretty much at break even. So I don't have any trades necessarily in serious reds, which is very good. And I'd love to see how these trades play out. Yeah, moving on. Pound card. Now, interestingly, we're coming back to the key level we're trying to break, and this time I hope we do break, because the last time we came here, we hit a roadblock or a hurdle, and then price pulled back, and now we're trying again. Hopefully we have like a strong breakout and they close above the level, that will be sweet because it just puts us at an advantage on pound card. So we'll see how that plays out. NZD card is also following suit with AD card. They're both respecting that level. So this black line here signifies the previous lower high, like I said. And as long as price does not break above it, we're good to go. We're still like very much in line with the trend. I think 80 card is like the same thing. This is the previous lower high. So the question is, where will the next lower high form? I think that's what we're asking. So for NZD card, we came up here, and it looks like we're finding rejection around these levels, and we might dump to the downside and continue the overall trend. Now, this is why it's not a surprise to see that AJ and NJ are also taking the lead when it comes to the pullback, because the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar are both suffering. So it's kind of evident on all of the pairs. USD card, I gave an update on USD card today because the dollar is picking up strength. So I'd like to see it break out first. Of course, if it breaks out, pulls back, and boom, I get to go long. That's for USD card. And then let me see. Europe AUD, not really interested, to be honest. This might be a break and retest, but we already hit the key level, so nothing for me. Euro NZD, yeah, nothing for me as well. Now, I explained before now that this break and retest is a break and retest, yes, but on the monthly, because we did not close above the key level, I would not deem this a trade I would take. So that's why I haven't taken longs on Euro NZD. So I still want a breakout, maybe a second breakout, then a retest, and I would love to take that if that happens. Okay. Now I have a nagging feeling about pound AUD, and yeah, this guy. So we waited for the breakout, which is good, and the pullback. So pound AUD pulled back very close to the key level, but did not, or so far has not given us that retest opportunity. And let me see. Let me see. Interesting.
Location.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think
I hear you.
what is that? Pound AUD. Yeah, I took
Yep.
I took buys on pound AUD.
Like long-term buys.
Yeah, I'm long on pound AUD and euro NCD.
Oh, sweet. Now, of course, they're not wrong buys, like I'm explaining, but I'm just waiting for them to like fit my exact plan. And yeah, pound AUD might just leave me because if we look at this, it's a breakout, it's a pullback, but it's not really coming down to my level of interest to retest. And yeah, that's like I don't know. Let's see. But this guy might leave. Now, pound NZD is already pushing in profit, which is why pound AUD is also moving, right? So remember, for this guy to give us a retest, it means that pound NZD will have to suffer a drawdown because they are pretty correlated. But pound NZD right now is trying to kick off, and I don't know, maybe pound AUD might not retest. I mean, it sucks because the reward here is also very huge, right? I've taken pound NZD, but I would also love to buy pound AUD. But right now, it's not really giving me in particular, the exact entry pattern I'm looking for. Oh yeah, let's see. I don't know. Hopefully, it does give me all. Let's just see. And yeah, pound NZD, very interesting pair. I think this pair in recent times has. I think this is the pair that has given us a roller coaster of emotions, if I'm correct. We bought somewhere in March, and price pushed into profit, really good. Pulled back into drawdown, came as close as stopping us out. Pushed into profit, came back into drawdown, came back to break even into drawdown, and now it looks like we might be kicking off. If we come down to the weekly time frame, it was just a break and retest. Exactly, just that. So it just shows how much patience is required when taking trades around key levels, because yes, it will tell your emotions, but if you have a proper stop and you have discipline and patience, then you really have nothing to worry about. I mean, if you think about this, the market has just been consolidating and moving sideways, but right at the key level. And the market does not really give a shit about how you felt in the last few months since buying this guy in March, or in almost 2 months. The fact that we're still just above break even, just pushing into profit right now, the market doesn't really know that. And it's just doing what it's doing, right? So when you understand that, you see that whatever you're trying to do when you're managing your trades has to be in sync with the market. Because if it's not, you just might be putting yourself at danger, in real danger. So yes, pound is kicking up. If you have been holding this guy, then yeah, kudos to you, because it definitely tested your patience. I'm pretty sure it did. I know some of us here have been holding pound asset for quite some weeks, maybe even months, since it set up in March. So yes, kudos to you, and let's see. Hopefully this trade pays us, because we're looking at somewhere around 1 to 6.65 on the idea, which means if you're risking what, $5,000 on this idea, you're looking at somewhere close to $35,000, which is very cool. So yeah, let's see if this works out. 80 USD, yes, following my last update, respecting this level, it looks like on my dump. EU, let's see, EU is still right there at the level. The daily time frame, as we see, close below it. So far, the retest is not really happening. So unless we kind of like break above, okay, we may not be seeing this, because if you think about it, price needs to find support at the level, and so far we can't beat our chest and say that price is finding support at this level. Not really. So AU is not maybe ready for upside continuations. Pound USD as well, still just consolidating at the key level, but yeah, we're just there, nothing too crazy. Then NZD USD is also respecting this resistance level, and it's trying to build from here. I still think that we might have the downside continuations, to be honest, in the coming weeks and months. This is very likely, very likely. What else? So the Swiss franc pairs, nothing here for me. CAD CHF, Euro CHF, Pound CHF. Okay, yeah, I think we came down to this resistance. I think I'll give an update here. So I think we're just going to watch and see how price reacts to this guy. If this would be a move back to the downside or a breakout, if this would just stall and then break out. I don't know. Now I'm not really interested in this guy. We're ranging, in all honesty, and yeah, price is not at any key level of interest for me to look out for any opportunities. NZD same thing, and yeah, USD CHF. Interesting. Okay. All right. I think I'd like to see how this week's candle close on USD CHF. Let's see. Now, remember, we tried breaking above the key level. We closed above, but now it looks like we're trickling back down. So this is still looking like a break on retest. So yes, USD CHF might be one for the books, and yeah, I'd like to see. Now, even though I have a nagging feeling about USD CHF because of the supposedly pending dollar strength that might come in, it still does look like a break at retail. So I'd like to see how this weekly candle will close, even this daily candle that's already closing. And I might be looking to take shorts, take a stab at USD to sell. Let's see. So in terms of a reward, now because we don't have any key level to the downside, now this is what I was trying to explain. Whenever we don't have a key level to the downside, I tend to use fib extensions to pick out. I tend to use fib extensions to pick out a target. So let me look at this first. Let's see. right, let's see this guy. All right, so I think I will be looking at this first black line as like a level to take profits, considering it is the extension of this previous range, right? So after this previous range, ordinarily this move is supposed to complete here since it's like an extension. And that's where I would usually love to take profit. So if I'm to take this retest, then most likely this is where I would want to take this. But now, again, think about it, right? It would really mean that the dollar would weaken. That's what this means. Or that the Swiss franc would gain so much strength against the dollar. Predominantly, it would mean that the dollar would weaken. So the question is, will the dollar really weaken? That's what we'll find out. But yeah, this is where I'm looking to take profits. If I'm going to take sales on this guy, I would look to take profits around this region. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. So I don't know if you guys have any questions for currencies. If you don't, then maybe just move to indices and yeah.
I was actually short on UC as well. Like I took my short. I think it was yesterday, 14th. I saw the break above. Then I have to wait if it will break back in and retest. And I actually saw that, which I took my short. But taking profits at the week there, the point to drop the fib level, because I don't really work with extensions, so that's it. Because to me it's kind of like more realistic. So that was where I have to keep my take profit.
All right. That's okay. That's fine. If you choose to take profits there, then it's okay. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Uh, so yeah. Any other questions on any of the currency pairs just before we move over to like indices?
Hello, yes, Casey.
Yeah, Johnny, go
Um, can you go to GJ?
ahead. GJ. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in shorts right now, but not really long term.
From right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where do you want to take profits? Where do you intend to profit? Let's see. I don't know if Johnny can still hear me. Johnny, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, my bad. My take profit is my bad. My connection right now is not that good. So my take profit would be 191.680.
191.6. That's a little below the level, somewhere around here. Okay, I think you just have to watch your risk first of all, and okay, can I ask what got you into sales? Like what you looked out for that made you take sales? Like a reason for selling.
Yeah. So it actually broke one of like a level that I had marked 194.
Okay.
So once I broke 194, I got into sales.
Oh, okay. So you sold on the lower time frames. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, now I get it. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So
because I
it's
had
an entry.
one of my levels were marked 195.5, 195, 570, 576. And then once it
Somewhere.
broke on the my bad, on the 1 hour.
Okay. Now I have to adjust this. Sorry. So 195. Okay, this guy.
Yeah, right there, that level.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So you got short like the breakout, more like a
Yeah, I got
breakout.
in a little late. Yeah, breakout.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. So you are so where are your stops right now?
Um, 194, 470. So just above that the little the doji. If you zoom in, you can see on the yeah, right there.
Somewhere around here. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so stops around here, targets around
Well,
191.
one level I have is actually 192.5. That's one of my take profits.
Sorry, what?
190. One of my take profits is 192.5.
Okay, so 192.5 is like somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the reason I'm referencing this is because of this support level that's down here.
Hmm.
Price might come down and like try to find support. Maybe if this is gonna be like complete as a retest, right? Price might come down and try to find support around this region. So I have to be careful just in case your take profit does not get filled. Just have to watch out for that because I know you're looking at the 1 hour time frame, but we also have to keep this into perspective because if we go back to the daily, um, it is in fact a level to be careful of because price can come down here to complete the retest. Of course, like the whole area, but price can pretty much come down here to complete the retest. So if your stop's like down here, then you just have to watch out. That's it. So
Yeah. I was just looking out for that because I had that level right there marked, that resistance level.
So yeah, just keep it there just in case. Your just in case you're finding rejections, right? You're
Yeah.
finding rejection. Yeah, uh, maybe you want to be careful of that. So
Um, hello, Casey. I have a question. Sorry.
all right, yeah, you should go ahead.
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, I have an open trade on CAD JPY. I've been holding since the start of this month, May 1st. So yes, one of my challenge with trading this way is getting the right level. So I realize you don't have a level that I'm having, but I had to take the trade anyway, and I thought I'll ask you. So I have a level, a presumed key level from the 3 month, 12-month time frame, sitting at 103.50. Can you help me verify that? If
One
you
three
think
point.
103.50 CAD JPY.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
Yeah,
Hmm. 103. Yeah, it's a very tricky one.
yeah. So it looks to me like a level, and I just had to take that trade. And unfortunately, I cannot share my screen. I would have loved to also like share what I'm currently looking at. So, and I saw some sort of rejection candles acting at that place. If I can do a video, if that's okay, just
Uh, I, I I remember this level because I also was referring to it in the past. So I
okay.
very well remember. Yes, I remember 103 really well.
Yeah.
Um, I think 103 is a level, right? I think 103 is a
Okay.
level. And what I was trying to make sense of is if it is a 6 month, 3 month, and 12-month level. It is definitely a 3 month level. That's correct.
Yeah.
But now I want you to notice the difference. I want you to notice the difference as to why I'm picking out. Oh shit!
Okay.
Very good. Hold up. Hold up. Piece of shit.
Hello, are you still there?
Oh yeah, I am. Sorry, I was just
All
trying
right.
to switch my microphone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So I'm trying to highlight the difference. Okay, between these two levels. Now, first of all, when I'm trying to pick the levels, right? So I try to start
Yeah.
on 12-month time frame. Okay, and then the six
Okay.
month time frame also helps really well. So look at this. Okay, I want us to take our eyes back to somewhere around the past and look at
Okay.
how precise 106 is acting. So down here support here. Now look at this week in 1990. It came down to 106, but it didn't come down to 103. So if I would also have 103 down here, okay. So
Okay.
I'm going to drop this. So it came down to 106, but it didn't come down to 103. The first dump also came down to 106, crossed it, but it didn't really touch 103 precisely. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Now look at right here in 1992. We had to break out of 106 and retest. There's a
Okay.
break and retest on 106.
Yeah.
If we come over to 2007, we actually tested 103, correct? But we did test 106 as well. When we come down to 2007 of July, we tested 106, but we didn't test 103. Okay?
Okay.
When we come down to 2008, we tested both levels. And 2008, okay, yeah, July. We also it was 106 that acted as a resistance in 2000, the late 2008.
Okay.
We came towards it in 2014, 2015, to 103, but we also sent up a week at 106. So these two levels are very close, right? And they are both important, you get. But what
Yeah.
I noticed, okay, now if we come over to very recently in 2022, it was actually 106 that acted as resistance, right? It was
Okay.
106 that was broken out of in 2023. It was 106 we retested in 2023 before we had this move that I bought to the upside. So it's like
Okay.
both levels are very important, but it seems like 106 has more significance. So I would prefer to have 106 as my level than 103, even though like they're both important. You get. So
Okay.
sometimes these things can be very confusing. Now, if we come down to the 3 months, definitely 103 is a killer, but I don't deny it. All
Yeah.
right. So I think if we come down to exactly, you see how it is also acting as support down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get, but then you also see that you can't remove 106 because even in recent
Mhm.
times you can clearly see the importance of 106.
Yeah.
So it if you decided to buy a 106, that's fine. It's solid, okay, but you
Okay.
just have 106 to worry about. The only thing is you have to wait for this breakout, right? Price has to
Yeah.
break out to kind of confirm if you're going to take like newer entries on CAT GPU. But 103 is solid. I can't deny that. It is. I'm looking at
All
how price
right.
is reacting to. Yeah, look at how price is reacting to 103. So don't
Yeah.
feel like it's not a key level, but I would
Okay.
also prefer you add 106 to it because you
Okay.
don't want to remove 106 on the chart. Yeah, that's like
All right, all right.
that's how
Thank
I
you.
would
I,
say.
I I think I got your point. And one thing I like about 103 is those weak candles. So they are looking like some sort of manipulation. So there's
Yeah,
just a lot of reaction around there, and I was forced to like take that trade, looking at that, and also considering the long-term long buyers that we have on this JPY pairs. So I thought
true.
anything that makes GBP JPY to keep going up, then this should keep it should follow through.
It
So
should.
yeah, I understand the fact that those levels are close and it might take some time to break above, or it might never break above 106. But I just thought, then I have this tiny trend line on the daily time frame that gave me some extra confirmation. Maybe we can switch to the daily time frame just to, yeah, because there is this system I have that also work with breakout of trend line or some sort of, yeah, exactly. So I bought right above that break. So then my stop loss is around 100.90.
Sweet.
Yeah.
This is good.
So
Yeah, this is good. I think this
yeah.
is
So
good. Now, even though we have 106 to contend with, this is a good buy. Now, if you think about it, we are at very crucial lows. We've not
yeah.
been below 103 in what, since we broke out in 2023.
Exactly. Exactly.
So if we are to break this, it's going to be like something is definitely going to happen in the market for us to break this. Not
Exactly.
just on CAD JPY, but like on all the JPY pairs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's also an important supply. I don't deny that.
Yeah. All right.
So this is
Thank
good.
you.
Let's just see. Yeah, let's just see how price reacts to 106.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it brings me to my question for you. So I know you took some of the trades recently. How is your portfolio looking? I know you have an account that you're
Yeah.
currently
Yeah.
managing. So how is that looking?
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Firstly, I appreciate the fact that you give us all these trades without taking anything from us. Thank you. So currently I'm holding 11 trades, and I'll be very sincere. CAD JPY is my only trade that I personally analyzed myself. Every other trade is coming from you. So that means I have 10 trades from you, then plus CAD JPY, which I think is from my own. So 11 trades, 11% risk total, and I'm currently
Yep.
running 5% profit. Yeah,
Hmm.
5% profit. Yeah.
So you have 5% to go, right?
Yes, 5% profit. I've not closed any trade since I got the
Any
100K
trade yet?
account. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm
So
just trying
you're
to be as deeply as disciplined as I can. So, and I think in 2 months or so I should be able to pass this phase, and let's see what happens with phase two. Yeah, but so far it's a lot of ups and downs. You wake up tomorrow, you see 4K. You wake up the next day,
exactly.
you see 2.5. So like it's
Yeah,
just, but
crazy.
yeah, it's just I'm just staying patient, and yeah, I'm enjoying the ride, and I'm just trying to, as much as possible, I'm trying to understand all your traits too, so that I can develop I can be independent too at some point. But so far, yeah, I really love your signals. I don't want to call it signals, your outlook on everything. And yeah, I'm learning a lot. Thank you. Aside the trade, I'm trying to learn a lot. And yeah, thank you.
Of
Yeah, five
course, of course.
percent
That's
overall. 5%. I've not closed any trades. And the highest trades running in profit is like 1.5%, no, 2% profit. I think that should be US 100 or 1.5% US
okay. Yeah,
100,
Nasdaq.
US
Yeah, Nasdaq.
50. Yeah. So yeah, I just have, that's the highest 1.5%. Every other one is around 1%, below 1%, but overall 5%. Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. Do you have pound card? Are you on pound
No,
card?
no, no. I'm not holding pound.
Okay. You
Um,
missed that.
yeah, I'm not holding it. I'm not holding it.
Okay, what about CHFGPY?
I'm not holding CHWPY.
Okay, yeah. These are the two trades that actually
Yeah.
because
So, and I would
these two
also like,
trades.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead. Go
yeah. I
ahead.
also like to note that this I started last month, April, right? So this is the
Yeah.
second month. So I was not able to take those GBP card trades or
Yeah.
CHFJPY. I could not take it. So this is like the second
Okay.
month, and it's interesting that I'm already up 5%. It can still come down.
Yeah.
I can wake up tomorrow and I see 2%. I will not be surprised, but I'm
Mm.
just waiting patiently. Yeah.
True. And yeah, you share the exact same sentiment. That's the thing with managing portfolios.
Yeah.
So because they move and because you have different pairs, some portfolios might be okay. For example, which of them? I think Pound Card is doing really well. Pound NZD is pushing right now. NZD card is pushing as well. The indices are like on fire. But now what is lagging is the GPY. So CHF GPY is lagging, Pound GPY is lagging. So right now I'm up almost 14%. But now when the GPY starts to push, then maybe one of these sort of pairs will be lagging. So it's always like that. Okay.
All
I've
right.
seen people say the exact same thing. You wake up today, you're up 5%. Tomorrow you're down, you're up 4%. So there's that little push. What you notice is that over time,
Yeah.
okay, over time, you just see that your equity is much bigger, right? Because
Yeah.
when you started out, you might see that you're like up 2%, you're down 1%, you're up 1.5%. Before you know it, you've climbed like a new high, and now you're now raging at that high. You get
Yeah.
because one of the accounts I'm currently running right now is currently up like $120,000 right now. The account I showed you guys on Monday. So, but now I think somewhere in February or March, the account was like maybe 40 something K in profit or 50K in profit. So then it will still fluctuate. But now you see that 3 months later, we're doing like a
Yeah.
new high altogether. So it's
Yeah.
just, and another thing is like the trades have to move for you to make money. So you just see little changes day by day. But when you look back, you're like, oh yeah, my account has really moved like so good.
Yeah.
At the start of May, I think I was, let me see, I think I took a screenshot. So I think at the start of May, this very account that is up 120K is, when did I? So, no, that was Friday. Friday is let me see. So on the 1st of May, this account that is up 120K was up around 83K on the 1st of May. So this is 15th. So you see that even though there are daily fluctuations, 15 days later, I'm dealing with like an extra 4%, right? So that's what happens when you're managing portfolios. You have to be prepared for like ups and downs, the little swings that you get. But over time, you just see. Now think about this, right? Do you have to worry about losing a trade every day? Do you?
No, not at all. No.
Not at all. So you
Yeah.
see that it's a different feeling, and all you have to
Yeah.
work on is your discipline and patience.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's
So you
true.
see the stress of trying to, yes, lose trades every day is no longer there. Now
Yeah.
think about this, right? You're currently running the challenge and you're up 5%. Meanwhile, CHF, JPY, and pound card, these two trades are, I think, cumulatively they're up more than 5%. So which means if you're able to buy these trades before they push, you'd have been passing phase one by now. In
Yeah.
fact, anybody who started trading in February will be passing his or her phase ones by now. If you're risking 1% per trade, you'd have passed that. But that's by the
Yeah.
way. But now the thing is, if this account was funded, all of these trades cumulatively are supposed to make somewhere around 40 to 50. Okay, let's just say between 40 and 50%, right? This would mean that on your 100K account, you're looking at $40,000 to $50,000. That's
Yeah.
crazy, right? Because
Yeah.
you have to wait like maybe a year or so for all of these trades to materialize, and maybe not all of the trades will play out. But it shows you that with little stress, with not taking too many trades and
Yeah.
managing a portfolio, you can run a whole year without having to lose 10 trades, and at
Yeah.
the same time
Yeah.
make as much as 30-40% before profit split, of course. So
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're consistent. I didn't know you're taking all the trades, but I like the
Yeah.
fact that you're taking them.
Yeah. I'm
So
taking
that as
everything.
you
Yeah.
sweet, so that as you see your portfolio move up and down, it will be your patience. I think you bought pound NZD, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I bought that.
Good. So you saw that you were in drawdown, you almost stopped you
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
you pushed it to
Yeah.
profit. You know, all those little roller coasters. It just helps to train your discipline and patience. So if you
Yeah.
can hold all of these trades, let's see how far they push. Right? Let's see how far.
All right. Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to see how your account performs. I know you reached out to me. That's by the way, but please let me know
Yeah.
how your account continues to perform.
All right.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. I actually had exams in school, so I was not able to get in touch. So, but thankfully we are
Okay.
done with everything. So I also want to ask a question about backtesting. I don't know if this is something I've discussed on this group. So because right now we have summer break and I just want to invest some time in backtesting. Do you have a plan, maybe taking us through how you approach that? Or so
Yeah.
that I don't just want to do it blindly. I want to like, okay, what's your thought process when you try to backtest? What do you record? How do you do everything? So maybe that
All
will
right.
be a good discussion in one of our coming sessions.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
I plan to do that once we're done reviewing journals. That's the next thing we're doing. And
Okay.
initially, I plan to make it as part of our boot camp, but then I'm like, it's not something we're just going to discuss at the end of one day. We'll take up like
Yeah.
several sessions, just like
Yeah.
journaling is. So I don't want to make it a boot camp. I just want to make it a regular session, okay? Because a boot camp will just discuss something about a particular day, since it's like it's just a 1 day boot camp. So, but this would be like a class or a
All
session.
right.
So, yeah, once we're done reviewing journals, I think maybe this week and next week, then that's the next thing we're going to do. First thing, back test. After that, we're going to move on to creating a plan. So I'm taking us back to like the early basics, right? So
Okay.
this way, our progress will be so much faster. Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
of course, man. Anytime. Yeah, I just made sure to ask Yusuf the question. I think he wasn't here on Monday because I knew had this question for him since he started managing his portfolio recently. Yeah, so far so good. I'm very impressed. I am very impressed. All right, so I don't think you guys have any other questions for currencies. So we'll move on to indices. Let's see. Not much is happening. They're pushing, right? I think that's like interesting. They're pushing. They're well in profit. This guy, yeah, we missed it. Yeah, he's running wild. France 40 is also in profit. Let's see. Yeah, also in profit. The only index or asset that drives me crazy is this guy, the German DAX, because I really wanted to buy this guy last year and he didn't really give me the entry. Then he dumped all the way, but also missed it the second time. He actually just pissed me off because this was very sublime. On to new highs, of course. But yeah, I think aside that, every other thing is pushing. Nasdaq is at break even. That's okay. That's okay. US 30. I'm gonna get a pullback. I don't know, but hopefully we get a pullback. Hopefully we do. We'll see. All right, we'll see. So if it does pull back, of course, I'll look to be along. And what else? Gold. I think we're bouncing at that support. Let me see. I was looking at that today. I think we're bouncing. So still a double top forming, but I think we need to break this guy to confirm a breakout of the neckline, which is what I explained in previous sessions. So if we don't have a breakout here, then this might just be a higher low or a new higher high. Because of course this is the previous higher low. So the next question is, where would the next higher low be? Right? So if it forms here, then most likely we're going to get this. But if it doesn't and then it breaks, then this might be a double top that is confirmed. So see what happens. I think I will just drop this as an update tomorrow, just in case anyone is looking for other upside continuations, if that is part of his or her plan. So copper is back in profit, which is good. So same thing, right? Break and retest. I explained that I was going to buy this guy, and yeah, I pulled back. Now look at this. Interestingly, we came down here towards the end of April, but we didn't really test like a support. And then price moved up. We felt like it was not going to come back, but it did. It very well did. Now found support, and yeah, went long. So we'll see how this plays out. Palladium is back in profit. Back in profit. Platinum as well is also pushing the profit. Silver, waiting for this guy to break out, but so far he hasn't done that. So still a long way to go for silver. Just waiting for the breakout. But I think aside this, I think this is all I have. So like I explained, I think Yusuf said he has 10 trades. Yeah, that's true. Which means so FTMO offers platinum and palladium, Yusuf, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Sweet. Because I noticed that some brokers and some firms do not offer that. How about copper?
Yeah. They have copper also.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So definitely that's my go-to firm at this point. So very interesting. Now 12 open trades right now, 12% of risk. Some of these trades are well into profit. And yes, so 14% up at the moment. And I think it's an average of 1% per trade, even though some of these trades are really pushed. But it just means that we have a long way to go. Right, we're up 14%, but we have 12 open trades. It means that we have somewhere around 50% to hit. So Yes, patience, right? Patience, patience, patience. Just a recap of the year. Sometimes I really have to look back and see how far we've come. Um, Personally, like I said, we're in the month of May, and I've taken just 4 losses this year in 5 months. I've recorded just 4 losses. EU sales, USCHF buys, pound GPY buys, and CAT GPY buys. Some of these losses are going to be recouped because they are in fact presenting other opportunities. So 4 losses this year, up 13%, and open trades with 14%, with like what 35% to go. I think it's going to be an interesting year. So again, let's see. And yeah, we still have more opportunities coming. So we just have to stay patient and capitalize on it. So I think this is all I have for you guys. And yes, I think I have to wait until the end of the month. Now, I think I've mentioned DAWINEX. Some of us here are new, so you guys may not know DAWINEX. But I think Yusuf, you should know DAWINEX because I've spoken about them before now. Do you remember
Yeah.
DAWINEX?
Yes.
Good. So I hopped on DAWINEX last year, and I think I'll show you guys how things are going. But I hopped on DAWINEX last year. It's been a roller coaster ride, and so far I might be due for allocation from them this month, at the end of this month. So the month has to end first for me to get my rating out and everything. But I might be due for allocation with DAWINEX this month if the month is this good, like if the month stays like this. So, anyways, let's see how that happens. Now, some of us are new to DAWINEX, so I might have to explain how they operate, how they work, just in case any of you guys might be interested in getting to use them or something like that. But yeah, this is the update I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys. Okay, yeah, sorry. As regards to journals, I wanted to give an update. I didn't really have the time to go through journals since Monday, so I think Johnny had the journal. Promise, my apologies. I've not been able to go through any of the journals this week. Johnny, promise, and Abdul, I've also not completed your journal as well. So my apologies. Today is Thursday, so I think between now and Monday I should be able to get that done. And yeah, I think that's about. I think these are the only journals we have left to cover. After which we go back to back testing. So
Yeah. Hello, sir.
yeah, promise. Go ahead.
Yeah. If is it still possible for you? Can you still see the journal on any type?
I haven't. I had the app. I think I was able to download the app, but I've not been able to check anything yet. You get? So I'm not sure.
Because last
Why
time,
is there a
last time you
problem?
said the link. No, but last time you said the link was not like going or something like that. So I just had to watch some YouTube videos on how Notion works, and I created a new journal.
Okay. But I think that would still work because I've not been able to properly log in to any type, right? So I have the app. I think I'm trying to log in, but I've not been able to do so. So I can't really tell um if the link is not really working or not, right? So I think I just have to make sure before I respond to that. Okay.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Because
hopefully
I've
it
started
works because
Notion.
okay, you have.
Yes, I started on Notion. I
Okay,
just started
so that's fine.
today.
That's fine. That's
This
fine.
after this month and middle of next month, spending with the Notion.
Okay, that's fine. But I still hope that any type works, so that I can still see, right? Because I want to see what you have the past few months. Also, just a reminder, guys, I hope we're the trades we're taking, I hope we have like a demo account, like I said, that you're using to track the trades you're taking from the month of May because it just will reflect your performance on your journals. Okay. So just make sure you do that. It will help you to be more accountable. And yeah, that just helps. Okay, so if you've not done that, please just make sure to create a demo account so that the new trades you're taking and recording in your journals, you actually have taken them on an account. So that you can also link the account as a track record, one, and two, it will help serve as accountability for you. You can look at your account, you can look at your journal, and there will be so much similarities. Okay, so it's not just a thing of marking out the trades on TradingView, allow them to play out. You have to go through the roller coaster of managing the trades. okay, so that you can bring out the true test of your system. Okay, so it's all for your benefit. So please, if you've not done that, try. Okay, try and do that. It will help a whole lot. So, anyways, do you guys have any questions? Any questions? If you have a question, please go ahead.
I have a question on gold.
On gold, all right, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think you were saying that I drew a feed from okay.
Sorry, come again.
Okay, that the thing you marked above, not that level. Yeah, this level you marked that this bullish, like this kind of like a bullish candle that's forming now on daily.
Okay, yeah, this one.
You were saying something about it broke the neckline. That double top at the neck. When
no.
Well, actually, I took long from me actually.
Yeah, I said. Okay, just to clear that, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear?
Yeah, just to clear that, I said he's trying to break the neckline because I explained that a neckline would differ depending on price action, right? One can consider this the neckline, but because we have a support level to work with, I would consider the support level as the neckline. So far we've not broken the neckline, okay? And if we don't break, then this might just be a higher low for long-term continuations. That's what I said. So
okay. Thank you for clarifying.
So if you, all right, that's fine. Because if you have longs here, that will be a break and a retest. So the question now is the higher low going to form here? Because this is the previous higher low. So is this going to be the next higher low? If it is, then yeah, we're gonna have this, or at least price will come back to this guy. But if we don't, if this is just a price finding support and then failing, then we might break. So only time can answer the question. Perfect. So
thank you very much.
Of course. So any other questions? Any other person? George, I think you've been, maybe you have a question, but I think you've been awfully quiet. Are you okay?
Hello, yeah, Kikasi, yeah. Actually, I have a question on CAD CHF, but the way you talk about it, you don't see anything about it. That is why I couldn't ask anything about it. That's it.
Oh, CAD CHF.
Yeah.
I don't really see. Not much to be honest. Now,
I was looking at like some break and retest level, but the way you said you don't see anything.
Yeah, that's me, and that's because of how I trade. Because I think this will be the level you're speaking of.
And so the wick at the far left, you know, we will you consider it
like this?
Yes.
Yeah, to some extent you can't consider this because but then you'd also want to consider this. So that's why it's just too much to look at, right? Just too much to look at. Now you can choose, you can say that these two are levels because of how price reacted to them in the past. But I would not really call any of them like key levels, right? Not really. So,
Okay.
yeah. That's just why I'm like staying up, even though like of course it's a downtrend, but nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy.
Okay, okay,
So
all right.
yeah. So all right, well yeah, well done. I think you've been here, but I didn't really hear your voice, so I was making sure your. All right, guys. Any other questions just before we wrap up? Sorry, Philip. Do you still have Pound NZD?
Yes, I do.
Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. I think we're trying to kick off, so let's see. Hopefully we can come back to the round. Oh yeah, let's see. It's good to see that you guys are still going.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I got some stuff going on over here, so I was kind of in and out of the Zoom today, so I was mainly just trying to listen.
All right, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. The presence is well appreciated.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate all of you guys here too. Super awesome call today.
You're welcome. Man. You're welcome. But yeah, once again, thank you guys as well for showing up. It seems like our session would end much early today. Actually, an early night. But once again, thank you guys for showing up. I think we covered the basics. I think this time we're just supposed to look at the generals, but since I couldn't look at them beforehand, I just had to take my time. So on Monday, of course, we'll see how we can review the remaining generals. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello,
But yeah,
Casey.
yes, John.
My bad. Real quick, can you go over USD CHF again? I just want to see your outlook, what your thoughts on it are.
Yeah, let's see, Jeff. I am looking at sales. Okay. I'm looking at sales, even though personally I have been lagging for a lot because I still think that the dollar strength will come back. Okay, and if that happens, this will very well be a big out. But so far, I'm looking at sales. It's a break and retest. I can't deny that. So I'm looking at taking sales.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Casey.
Uh, okay, so yeah, once again, thank you guys for showing up today. And it was a pleasure. It was a fun session, as always. So I'll see you guys on Monday. All right, so you guys have a wonderful.
All right, yeah. Thank you.
Of course, man.
All
Of
right.
course.
Okay. Thank you for the session, Casey.
Of course, man. Anytime, anytime. You're all welcome.
Okay. Okay. Have a good weekend,
Yeah.
too.
Yes, I will. I will. Thank you. Stop recording.